Welcome to the first ever episode of the Thomas and Friends Reviews. And to mark the first episode, I will be reviewing the second Railway Series book that introduced everyone's favourite number one blue engine. And that book is called Thomas the Tank Engine. This book was released in 1946 and was an instant hit. This book has surprisingly a very interesting backstory. After the success of the first Railway Series book, The Three Railway Engines, the Reverend Wilbur Awdry was crafting a wooden toy train for his son Christopher, who asked his father for some stories about his engine, and they both made the decision to call him Thomas. When the Reverend Awdry had written some of the stories of the Blue Locomotive, he knew he had to find a suitable illustrator to bring his character to life, as the original illustrator, William Middleton, hadn't been accurate enough for the author's taste. Instead, he found a new illustrator called Original Page. Soon the drawings of the book were modified by C. Reginald Dorby, and they were both responsible for making the character of Thomas as an icon around the world. This version of the book was published in 2002 and is a really good book. The structure of the Railway Series books are broken up in 4 stories in each book. The stories in this book are Thomas and Gordon, Thomas's Train, Thomas and the Trucks, and Thomas and the Breakdown Train. The 4 stories are calm and relaxing. They're not too fast paced and not too energetic. It just has the right tone, perfectly paced, and it's just lovely to read. It also feels very nostalgic too, as the setting of the book is based around the events that took place about 1924 and 25. It tells a great story arc on how Thomas became to be known as the character he has become, and it just feels very satisfying when Thomas gets his own branch line at the end of the book, and that he is no longer stuck in the yard. This book can be a great introduction to the next generation of kids to how Thomas was first introduced to the world, as they can see how Thomas has been evolving from a book character to a TV superstar. It's just amazing to see that Thomas has embraced the world and is loved by so many fans old and new, and it all started in the second Railway Series book that made Thomas become one of the most popular characters in the world. The illustrators are also part of the reason of making Thomas's design so iconic. However, the illustrations just don't look very suitable for me in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are responsible for the design of Thomas, but the rest of the drawings just look really bland for my tastes. The proportions of all the characters in this book just don't look as nice as the ones from Governor and Peter Edwards from Stepney and the Bluebell Engine onwards. Some of the faces look a bit creepy in this Thomas the Tank Engine book, like the upset face and eyes shut faces for example, might scare some of the really younger fans. Overall, this is a really likeable book. I can't say it's my favourite Railway Series book of all time, but it still remains a classic Railway Series book to read, and it still has the charm like the rest of the books in the series. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it, and look out for episode 2, where I will be reviewing the Barkman Thomas. See you all in episode 2. Bye!